You finally get that promotion you've been grinding for, the one you stayed late for, skipped lunches for, stressed about for months. Your salary jumps from $65,000 to $80,000. That's an extra $15,000 a year. You do the mental math, that's over $1,200 extra per month. You tell yourself, this is it. This is when things finally get easier. So what do? You upgrade your apartment because you deserve a nicer place. You lease a better car because the old one feels embarrassing now that you're making more. You start eating out more because you don't have time to cook, and hey, you can afford it now. 6 months later, you check your bank account and something doesn't add up. You're making $15,000 more a year, but you're not any wealthier. In fact, you might actually feel more stressed about money than you did before. Welcome to the lifestyle upgrade trap, the silent wealth destroyer that keeps high earners broke and turns pay raises into financial quicksand. My name's Carla, and I spend way too much time thinking about why people making six figures often have less financial security than people making half that amount. If you've ever wondered why more money doesn't seem to solve your money problems, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it helps you see your spending differently. Here's the thing that nobody tells you about lifestyle upgrades. They don't just cost you the price on the tag, they cost you your future. Every single upgrade you make today is a tax on your tomorrow, and most people are paying this tax without even realizing it. When you make $50,000 a year and you get a raise to $65,000, that's an extra $15,000. But here's what actually happens to that money. First, the government takes their cut. Between federal taxes, state taxes, and payroll taxes, you're probably losing about 30% right off the top. So that $15,000 raise becomes about $10,500 in actual take-home pay. That's $875 a month. Not bad, but already a lot less exciting than $1,250, right? But here's where the lifestyle upgrade trap actually snaps shut. You don't upgrade your life by $875 a month, you upgrade it by way more because you're not thinking about your actual take home increase. You're thinking about that gross number, that $15,000. So you move into an apartment that costs $400 more per month because you can technically afford it. You lease a car that's $350 more per month because you need something reliable for your new position. You start buying better coffee, nicer clothes, eating out more frequently. Before you know it, you've added $1,200 or $1,500 in monthly expenses, but you only actually got $875 more in take-home pay. You just went backwards while moving forward. You're now more financially stressed than before the raise because you've locked yourself into a higher cost of living that your actual paycheck can't support. And here's the psychological trap that makes this even more dangerous. Once you upgrade, going back feels impossible. That nicer apartment isn't a luxury anymore, it's your new normal. The better car isn't a treat, it's a necessity. Your brain has something called a hedonic set point, a baseline level of lifestyle that feels normal to you. When you upgrade your lifestyle, you're not adding happiness on top of your existing baseline, you're resetting the baseline higher. So the happiness boost you get from the upgrade is temporary, maybe a few weeks, maybe a couple months, but then it becomes your new normal and you're right back to your previous level of satisfaction, except now you need more money every month just to maintain it. This is why lottery winners often end up bankrupt. They immediately upgrade their entire lifestyle to match their new wealth: bigger houses, better cars, expensive vacations, and then the money runs out, but the lifestyle expectations remain. Think about your own life for a second. What things do you currently consider necessities that you would have called luxuries 5 years ago? Netflix used to be a nice to have. Now it feels like a basic utility. Getting food delivered used to be a special occasion. Now it's a Tuesday. That $5 coffee was a treat. Now it's how you function in the morning. Every single one of these upgrades felt reasonable at the time, but together they've raised your monthly burn rate by hundreds or thousands of dollars. And the crazy part is, you're not any happier than you were before you had these things. But here's what really should terrify you about lifestyle upgrades. It's not just that they don't make you happier, it's that they trap you in a financial prison. When you upgrade your fixed costs, your housing, your car payment, your monthly subscriptions, you're committing future versions of yourself to working harder and longer just to maintain your current lifestyle. Let's say you upgrade from a $1,200 apartment to an $1,800 apartment. That's $600 more per month, $7,200 a year. Except it's not really $7,200 a year. If you're in a 30% tax bracket, you need to earn over $10,000 more per year just to afford the nicer apartment. That's $10,000 of additional labor you're committing to every single year just to have a slightly bigger living room. And it compounds. You upgrade the apartment, then you need nicer furniture because the old stuff looks cheap in the new space. You need to upgrade your wardrobe because you're living in a nicer building now. Maybe you start going to nicer restaurants because you feel like you should be living the lifestyle that matches the apartment. Each upgrade demands another upgrade. Before you know it, that $600 apartment increase has actually increased your monthly spending by $1,200 because of all the cascading effects. This is how people making $150,000 a year end up living paycheck to paycheck. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Carla, but I work hard. Don't I deserve to enjoy my money? And look, I get it. I'm not saying you should live like a monk and never enjoy anything. But here's the thing most people miss. There's a massive difference between intentionally spending money on things that genuinely improve your life and mindlessly upgrading everything just because you can. The trap is upgrading your lifestyle automatically every time your income increases, without asking whether the upgrades actually make you happier or just make you more dependent on your paycheck. Here's what smart people do instead. When they get a raise, they don't immediately increase their spending. They pay themselves first by automatically routing the raise into investments or savings. Let's say you get that $15,000 raise and it adds $875 to your monthly take-home pay. Instead of upgrading your apartment or car, you set up an automatic transfer of $700 a month into investments. You keep $75 for yourself to spend on whatever brings you actual joy, but the bulk of the raise gets invested. That $700 a month invested at 8% return becomes over $100,000 in 10 years. That's not a lifestyle upgrade, that's building actual wealth. That's buying your future freedom while everyone else is buying bigger apartments and fancier cars. When you resist lifestyle upgrades and invest the difference, you're not just building wealth, you're building options. Options are the real luxury. The person with $100,000 invested can walk away from a job they hate. They can take a pay cut to do something meaningful. They can handle an emergency without panic. The person with the upgraded lifestyle to match their income has none of these options. They're trapped. They need every dollar of their paycheck just to maintain their current lifestyle. They can't leave their job because they can't afford a pay cut. They're a slave to their upgraded lifestyle. And the bitter irony is the person with the upgraded lifestyle doesn't even enjoy it that much because they're constantly stressed about money. They're one unexpected expense away from credit card debt. They're one job loss away from catastrophe. The fancy apartment and nice car aren't bringing them joy, they're bringing them anxiety. Meanwhile, the person who resisted the upgrades might be driving an older car and living in a smaller place, but they're sleeping better at night because they have options. They have breathing room. They have the freedom to make choices based on what they want, not what they can afford. So here's how you actually beat the lifestyle upgrade trap. The next time you're tempted to upgrade something, ask yourself these questions. Will this purchase still make me happy in 6 months? Does this increase my monthly fixed costs? What am I giving up in future freedom to have this now? If you can't justify the upgrade based on genuine long-term value, don't do it. Keep your lifestyle stable and invest the difference, because the real trap isn't just that upgrades don't make you happier. The real trap is that every upgrade you make today is stealing freedom from your future self, and your future self is going to be really angry about that. If this video made you rethink your next lifestyle upgrade, smash that like button and subscribe for more content that helps you build actual wealth instead of just looking wealthy. I'll see you in the next one.